Hey guys, M13 here. It is May. I guess this is going to be a life update for my YouTube channel. Not too sure. That is not a prostitute. That is a beetle nut girl. And filtering. I can't imagine being in a country that doesn't allow filtering. Why? If I'm not dumb enough to drive a car, why should I be punished by having to line up? No, I'm not kidding. That's not the reason for filtering. The reason for filtering is because it reduces traffic for everyone. Because there's so many motorcycles on the road in Taiwan, and just imagine if they made them all the motorcycles line up at the lights, you know, and each motorcycle takes the spot of one car. Like the lineup, the queue at every red light would be 10 times longer than it normally is. By allowing all the bikes just to filter to the front, the light goes green and they all accelerate as a group and they're gone, it reduces traffic for everyone. So if you're in a car and if there's a motorcycle filtering, you should thank them, because they're making traffic smoother and less for everyone. But that is not the topic. The topic of this video. I'm going to go pick up my son. My son lives kind of far from my house, but currently he is in the downtown area. This garbage drew up. This is not good. Hold on. Yeah, see, that situation was iffy, because I was worried about getting hit from behind there, because it was a situation where I couldn't filter, and that made me nervous, because there's a chance that due to that little bit of traffic there, that some car could not notice it and brake late and ram me from behind. And if you live in places like Canada where filtering isn't allowed, that's just a risk you have to take every time you get on your bike and you run over from behind, because you're not allowed to filter. It's horrific. And yet again, this is not the topic of this video, or it wasn't supposed to be. Got my dog. Wearing all my biker gear, got my gloves on, got my motorcycle boots. I've never been at ATGATT. I covered this in another video that I recently made. I don't know. I haven't uploaded it yet though. That's the garbage truck, if you're wondering. It's not an ice cream truck. That was what we had passed earlier. Yeah. This next road is downhill and very curvy. I always kind of scare myself on it, so we'll get to do that in a second. That's something to look forward to with this video. The next corner. It'll be fun. My dog likes it. She tries to get her nose down. Yeah, no, I've never been at ATGATT. I think, you know, I know people who do. Like, I know people who wear all their gear all the time. Like, even if it's like 100 degrees out and they're just going to the store, they put on all their gear. And I got respect for that, man. That's dedication. It's tough. You know, they've got discipline. Yeah, all the more power to them. I'm just not that guy. This is the way I look at it. I think. And I say this in my other video, but I'm going to repeat it because I don't know when I recorded that other video. I think wearing motorcycle gear is kind of like a cop wearing a bulletproof vest. Is there, like, if a cop is just on a regular day at work and he's pulling someone over for speeding, is there a chance he's going to get shot in the chest? Yes. Do cops normally put on bulletproof vests for pulling people over for speeding tickets? No. They normally only put on their vests when they're going into like an overly risky situation, like, you know, like a drug bust, and they're going into the drug dealer's home, who's known to have weapons. Then they definitely will all wear their vests. But do they wear their vests when they're giving somebody like a ticket for running a red light or something? No. Is there a chance they'll get shot? Sure there is. So why aren't they wearing their vests when they pull someone over for running a red light? Because it's just risk. They gotta weigh the risks, risk versus reward. There's no real reward. It's just they can't wear their vest all the time because it's uncomfortable and they'd be sweating all the time. It's comfort versus safety. I don't know. Comfort versus safety, I guess, is the best thing I come up with right now while trying to filter through this amazing amount of traffic. Yeah, you have to just weigh the options. You can be uncomfortable all the time and safe, or you can be comfortable all the time and unsafe, or you can try to choose when. Is there a chance when I'm riding my scooter to 7-Eleven that I could get into a serious accident where I need my gear on? Most definitely. Does that mean that for the last 20 years and for the next 20 I'm going to be wearing full leathers every time I go to 7-Eleven? No. You know, I had a really bad accident, and I wasn't wearing gloves, and I had been wearing gloves that whole day, but I had taken them off because it was raining and they were soaking, so I took them off to let them dry out inside my seat. And then I had my accident, and then I lost 2 fingers. And if I had gloves on, would I still have my fingers? Probably. So do I always wear gloves now? No, because, you know, like that. For me, it's just, if I'm going to be riding high speeds, far distance, then I put on a lot of gear. If I'm just riding 2 blocks away on roads that I've been riding for the last 20 years without incident, then I'm not going to. Even though I know there's a chance of having an accident. There's always a chance. Oh, okay, we still haven't done the life update. Okay, with regards to me and my life, my tour, it was weird this year. 2017, my first tour sold out and then was overbooked. And then my second, third, and fourth tours have like 1 person booked each, which isn't enough for any of them to get done. And haven't had any new bookings in the last 2 months. So it's stressful, because there's a very real chance that my tours are dead. And then that's because my channel isn't doing great lately. So. And I get messages weekly from people saying that YouTube unsubscribed them for me. These are people that watch my videos regularly, and then one day they just go click, and then they notice that they're unsubscribed. I knew there was one guy who was only subscribed to 3 channels. 3 channels. One of them was mine. He got notifications for the other 2 and never got notifications for mine, even though he turned notifications on. It's almost like I'm on some kind of like YouTube blacklist or something. And that does exist. Very definitely exists. It was yellow. I totally made that light. Yeah. So we're downtown now. That guy's riding on the wrong side of the road, but he's got a signal light on, so that makes it okay. Speaking of which, I was leaving my community, and there's like a right-hand turn to leave my community, and there was a scooter going they were cutting the corner, coming from the wrong direction, so they were riding on the wrong side of the road, and I almost hit them head on, and they like swerved and they missed me, and I made a U-turn to chase after the person, and then there's another corner on the way back into my community, and as I was taking that corner I almost hit another person who was on the wrong side of the road. It was like 2 people within 10 seconds. They cut corners. Like if I want to turn left up ahead, and I'm Taiwanese, I'll just go left and go into the oncoming 2 lanes, and then cut that corner. Who the fuck honked? The light wasn't even green yet. We were kind of like rolling. It was about to turn green, and we were rolling into the red, and somebody still had the nerve to honk. What the fuck? Yeah, so my tours are not doing great, but there's one new thing that I've started doing is I've just started renting out rooms in my home. And because there's people that like they want to come to Taiwan, they want to explore Taiwan, but they don't want to be on a group tour, and maybe they can't afford my tour or whatever. So a cheaper and freer option is just renting a room for my house and then renting a scooter for me. And what I do is I give you sorry, I'm gonna go right here. Why not? So yeah, so people just come and rent for me, and then rent a scooter, and yeah, and it's cheap, but you know you don't get the tours, you don't get the let's return left here. We're doing the 2-point turn. I'm gonna ram this guy, and green light. That's how you make a left turn. That's literally the correct and legal way to make a left-hand turn here in Taiwan. You're not allowed to just turn, like these signs here, see the sign there, the blue circle? You're not allowed to turn left, because too many people on scooters just turn left into oncoming traffic and get taken out by a car and die. So what they did was they created this new rule where you have to go there, sit and wait for the lights to change, and then go straight again. So it's straight, wait for the lights to change, straight again. So to turn left, you just do 2 straights. And I was on this road, that road right there, a couple of days ago, at night, and I did some droning. I felt like doing some droning in the city at night. Not a smart thing to do, and I pulled it off though. But there was one wire that I didn't see that could have taken out my drone, but I got lucky, and I noticed it on my phone. I noticed it because it was nighttime on my phone. That's why I noticed it, so I could see on my phone. It's hard when I'm droning during the day with the sun. It's really hard to make out what I'm recording, considering the sun's so bright and this phone is so small. I'm trying to look at this little phone to see this giant 4K video that I'm shooting. Anyways, yeah, though I guess that's the end of the video. I'm where I want to be. Point of the video, yeah. If you're coming to Taiwan for any reason, your cheapest and best option is to stay with me, because you'll get a vehicle thrown in with the room, and the room is cheaper than any hotel. More expensive than a hostel, I suppose, but still cheaper than any hotel. And don't bother asking how much if you're not actually interested. Yeah, if you're serious about coming to Taiwan, just send me a message on Facebook. And let me know your dates and whatnot, and I'll tell you if I'm available. Okay. End of the video. Like if she wanted to put something on her face, some face cream or something, I would sit down in front of my computer and I would type in every individual ingredient. They just threw a garbage out their window. There's their garbage.